Where I live in Northern California, the rain has come back around. We had some very hot days, 80s, that felt like maybe it were in the hundreds. And now we're experiencing the gray, the heavy clouds, the roar of thunder, the rain. And I'm reminded of change, how nothing remains the same. And I'm thinking about people who are experiencing great challenges right now. Whatever those challenges might be, pain, loss, frustration, overwhelm, exhaustion. So many people are overwhelmed and exhausted by the day-to-day responsibilities, the tasks, the roles they play, and the many ways they have to continue to show up and execute, even though within themselves, somewhere on the inside, it's as if they're crawling, knees to floor, crawling. And what I want to say is when we're in those kinds of moments, in the throes of the gravity of an experience, it's very, very hard to see our way through it. It's very hard to focus on getting to the other side or thinking that another side is possible. We forget contrast is real. And yet, even in this moment, I hear the intensity of the rain and how real it is in this moment. And how just 2 weeks ago, the sun felt scorching. Change. If you find yourself crawling on the floor within yourself, pressed down deep because of the intensity of overwhelm, of frustration, of grief, of perhaps feeling lost within, just in the throes of something, try not to abandon yourself in that moment. Even if those moments feel prolonged, stretched out through time and space, even if those moments have turned into days and weeks and now months, and you're beginning to question it all. Why? What is going on? When will this end? I want to encourage you to keep steady, to keep showing up for yourself in your life. Do what you can and let go of the rest. Carry just enough so as not to overwhelm your capacity to hold. We do not need to tip over or push ourselves, exhaust ourselves so much so that we find ourselves having strokes. The stress is so high, heart attacks, where the depression has dug more deeply down and we can't see the light. That's real for many, many people. And I want to hold them, hold a bit of that weight by recognizing the reality of it, by validating the weight. Maybe you're a caregiver and it's a lot, and you cannot see an end, and no one is there for you. Maybe people think they are, but it's really just you at the end of the day. How do you move through the weeds of it all, the murk where you can't see clearly your way? I want to acknowledge that because it's real. And I want to again remind you that there is another side. There is an opening somewhere ahead. We may not yet see the light at the end of the tunnel. We may not yet see the clearing, but we know that change is real and that nothing remains the same. I want to encourage you to remember that. May it be your inner mantra that you remain open and available for change, even as you continue to face the weight of it all every day, that it is still weighty, every day that you show up. Within, remind yourself that change is real, contrast is real. It is inevitable that you will see your way through it. You will. And for now, in the time now when you are in the throes, be gentle with yourself. Is there someone with whom you might be able to offload, talk about it, where they just listen? Maybe you carve out 10 minutes to go for a walk. Maybe you stay a little longer in the bath or the shower. How might you meet yourself and give yourself something, especially if you are someone giving often to others? How might you do something for you? A nap, a pause, or simply not doing it all. Some might say, I don't have time to pause. You know, what's interesting is how we seek this perfection, we feel responsible, and so we do it all. But there are often those times where you do get a pause, because what happens is you take ill, and now you're unable to be responsible for it all, and there's your pause. But how might we take the pause before we are forced into it? Sometimes we worry about what other people might think or say, so much so that we neglect or quiet or shut out what we think, what we're saying, how we're feeling, when we are the ones in the experience. May we not abandon ourselves, our voices, our needs. And while we are in the weight of it all, may we also remember contrast is real. There is another side, and every day you are moving toward it. Every day you are getting closer to sort of the respite, the reprieve, the release. Every day you are moving toward contrast. And for now, while you're still in it, almost like a quicksand, you feel pulled in it. Be gentle with yourself, because there is much you cannot control. There's much I cannot control. But we can control the voice with which we speak to ourselves. May we speak gently with compassion and love. May we recognize that we are only human. We cannot do it all. We may possess great capacities, and within the great capacities that we possess, there are still limitations. We are human. I'm thinking about you and what you're carrying today. And I am wishing for you the pause, the breathing space, the path where contrast meets you there as you walk in its direction. May you have openings. May you have all of the things that you need to move through the gravity of what you're carrying.